Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Bucket List Mom. My name's Elizabeth, and today this video is about how to survive the carnivore diet if you are sick. And you guys are gonna have to bear with me because I am actually sick, and I'm making this video while I'm sick, and I don't feel very good at all. But I thought I should go ahead and hop on here and kind of capture real life and what it's like to do this carnivore diet while you actually are sick and don't feel good. And I wanted to kind of have the thoughts fresh in my head. So I kind of just wanted to go over, what's helping me, how to get through the carnivore diet while you're sick, and also just some things I do to actually stay healthy. I have a whole health regimen I do that has afforded me to not get sick for almost 2 years now, which is really, really unusual for me. When I was growing up as a kid, I got sick with a cold or sinus infection about every couple of months, multiple times a year, 4 or 5 or 6 times a year. I was just sick and on antibiotics constantly, which is actually one of the catalysts for why I'm overweight, what started kind of the weight gain. And someday I'll go over that whole story and tell kind of my story. But today we're just talking about how to stay healthy, and it really does work, even though I got sick this time. And hopefully this is my absolute last time being sick on the carnivore diet. I don't want to do this again, and I'm not planning on doing the carnivore diet for 2 more years. So I'm hoping, hey, I could go 2 more years not being sick, and then I won't have to be sick again. So I thought, let's just capture this while I'm actually sick. So yeah, I started kind of with a sore throat, and it's been about a week now. I'm still struggling with it. This one was a doozy. Usually it'll just get my kids for a day, and they'll just be kind of down for the count for a day or so. And they're still going to. After a week, it got 4 of us in the house. So normally in the past, I'd be the one who would be down for the count for a week or 2. And honestly, I haven't been getting their illnesses for the last 2 years, so that's really cool. But yeah, this was a big one, and I've been dealing with this for weeks. So I started with a sore throat, and that was really hard because the meat is hard. Eating meat, it's hard. It's hard to swallow. It's hard to chew and swallow. There was nothing soft like pudding, that you could have. And so that was something I was finding really, really hard. Thankfully, my sore throat was just kind of a mild one, kind of the one you get before you get the nose stuff going on for a cold. So it wasn't something like strep throat or something. I think if I had strep throat, I would have taken a break from the carnivore diet during that time so that I could have ice cream and popsicles and different things like that. Yeah, I think that would have probably been really necessary. So if you're finding yourself really sick with something like that, then yeah, I would not fault you for needing to deviate and then getting back on it, when you're feeling well. But for this, it was a mild sore throat. So I did some things to really kind of try to stay satiated during that time, but to also honor, that my throat was really killing me. And so that lasted a few days, and then it moved up into my nose. So I'm all hopped up on Dayquil right now so that I could make this video for you without blowing my nose every 10 seconds. I do not take much medicine at all, but I really like Dayquil. Whenever I have a cold, I definitely take Dayquil. It really helps. And so I have been finding that while my nose has been going crazy, and I've been feeling just drained, really, really tired and kind of exhausted. And I haven't been as hungry during that time, so that's been really, really helpful. The main things that I have been eating have been eggs whenever my throat has been kind of hurting, because eggs are soft and you can swallow those much easier, and same for tuna. I've been doing a lot of tuna anyway, and so I just the tuna was really kind of working, and that's how I kind of stayed full, but I was not as hungry as usual. So that was really nice, but it's hard. It's been really hard. It's been hard emotionally because all I really want is a big bowl of ice cream. If you wanted to stay on the carnivore diet and you didn't mind kicking yourself out of ketosis, you could make ice cream with heavy cream, which does have carbs in it, and some honey, and you could still be technically carnivore by doing that. But obviously the honey is going to mess with your blood sugar, and so you're going to be kicked out of ketosis, and so then it might affect your weight loss during that time. But because I'm doing this for weight loss, I was okay, I don't really want to deviate. If it had lasted a lot longer, I probably would have went ahead and made our own carnivore ice cream at home. But yeah, I'm just wanting the normal store-bought ice cream, and I've been thinking about it for a week now, and it's hard. It's really hard. Yeah, so that's why I got on here to just talk about how hard the carnivore diet really is. There's just nothing to help you feel better when you're feeling sick. You cannot have your comfort foods, and you really do just have to grunt through it, even more so than even when you're feeling well, so it kind of sucks. All right, but I have some things here I'm going to show you that have really helped me. So let's do number one is this bone broth. I hope you can see it okay. This bone broth, it is, what brand is this? I think it's just called Zoop, good, really good. And it says good enough to drink, and it really is. So all I've been doing is warming this up and then drinking it in a coffee mug. I mean, and it's actually, not only does it help soothe your throat, but it's really filling. It has helped keep me full, and that has been super helpful because then I haven't had to like eat as much food when my throat was like hurting. So I've been loving this stuff. I've been having this and drinking this even before I was sick, but having it while I was sick was just like amazing. So you do have to refrigerate it, and you definitely can make your own bone broth, but this is a pretty good brand of bone broth. I'm kind of particular, so I was looking at it and I'm pretty impressed with it. And you know, there's issues kind of too with making your own bone broth. You really have to source your bones that you're going to make your bone broth from. You have to be particular where you source them from. I've read, and I don't know how accurate it is because there's a lot of conflicting information, but I have read, you know, that there's can be concentrations of lead or different things in the bones, and so you do have to be careful when you're making bone broth and concentrating all of the substance, you know, from the bones, that you have a really healthy source of bones. So yeah, that kind of, who wants to make bone broth and worry about all of that, especially when you're sick? So just buying it has been like super nice. So yeah, I like the bone broth. I have also been having Gatorade Zeros, and gosh, these help. There's a lot of other kind of drinks, and I drank all of them in this last week, so I have nothing else to show you, but I've just had like different vitamin waters and like different kind of waters that were like they were like flavored but not sweetened at all, so I could put like my own stevia in there and just have something to like hydrate. But the Gatorade Zeros, I'm pretty sure we can have these because they say no carbs on them at all, and there's no added sugars whatsoever. It does have sucralose in it, which is Splenda, which is something I try to stay away from because it is an artificial sweetener. I really like stevia better, but nothing, you know, nothing sweetens with stevia. These aren't actually like very good for you. I'm reading the ingredients here and it's like, what? No, they're not super good for you, but I needed something. So that was helpful. Also, if you can stand the carbonation, if you're sick and your throat hurts, you know, just the normal ahas or like liqueur or something like that. So I would sweeten this, you know, with my stevia. I have these all the time, but they helped on this. What my sore throat this time was like, hot stuff did not really help. Like coffee, I guess the acidity of the coffee just like kind of burned my throat and did not feel good. The bone broth felt okay, tea felt okay, but really it was like really cool liquids felt really good this time, which is weird. That's not normal for me, but yeah, so that is kind of what it's like to be sick. There's not a whole lot to do except for eat soft foods. The bone broth and liquids have really been saving me. You could definitely do like chicken though, chicken like in a crock pot where it's like softer, and mix it with the bone broth. But yeah, it's been hard. It really sucks. So I do want to talk a little bit about what I take to stay healthy so that hopefully you can avoid getting sick while you do the carnivore diet, because it's not fun and there's not a lot of ways around it, but I really did not want this to like derail my success and my progress. I did not want to cheat or come off plan on this because I've worked too hard so far. I've worked too hard and I was not going to let a sickness get in the way of this. But man, it is hard. It's so hard to not just like curl up on the couch in front of the TV with like a big thing of ice cream and just enjoy it. There's no comfort. There's no comfort foods. It's hard. You know what you could do too is like do it like an egg drop soup almost. Like put the egg drops, the egg yolks, maybe like in the bone broth. I didn't try that. That might be kind of good. Okay, so I do some things every day to stay healthy that are like my kind of maintenance plan. I have 4 main things. I take a lot of vitamins. Some days I'm better about remembering than others, but there are 4 main things that I do every day, as much as I can remember, almost every day. And they're really, really important. I think the number one reason why I have not gotten sick, this is CBD oil. This is Trim Healthy Mama's brand, which I love. I'm pretty sure the CBD oil is why I have not gotten sick in almost 2 years. This stuff, I had a really bad illness 2 years ago. It lasted for like 5 weeks or more. My husband got it. We went to the doctors. You know, it was a virus. There was not really much they could do. He had to get breathing treatments. It was really, really bad, and we've never experienced anything like that. It was pre-COVID, part of me wonders if COVID was here and that's what we got, because it was kind of the fall before COVID, but it lasted a long time. It was very, very severe, and we were like, what is this? This is not a normal illness. And but for me, I have an issue with getting anxiety anytime that I'm sick and my nose is really stuffed up. I have issues with sleeping. It's a trigger for me, and it brings on anxiety. So I dealt with, after that 5 weeks of illness, I dealt with 2 or 3 months of intense anxiety that got triggered from that I had to kind of rein back in and deal with. And so I went on the CBD oil to help with the anxiety from after all this aftermath. So that was the one main thing I changed after I got that big long illness, in which my husband's sense of smell went away from that illness too. Isn't that interesting? And he still doesn't have it back. So it's kind of strange, but yeah, this was the only thing that I changed at first. And I'm pretty sure this is why, because I've been doing my other 3 things, for years. This is the one thing that I changed. It's amazing. So if you're not on a CBD oil, I mean, there's a lot of good ones out there. I don't know if there's any that are particularly better than the other ones. I think, if you find a good high quality one from a reputable company, it's going to have its intended effect. I think CBD oil is a really big deal. So I cannot live without my vitamin D. There's no recommendation of any particular brands or anything with this stuff, because I use all kinds of different brands, whatever is on sale or whatever I find or whatever. So you want to make sure you get vitamin D3. You want the 3 in there. I take a lot. I take a really high dose, and that's because I'm actively increasing my levels. I've been taking a really high dose for some years now. It's hard to get your levels up. It kind of is. At least that's what I found for myself and my family and people I've talked to. But so I'm always taking vitamin D, but I can't live without this stuff. This stuff is amazing. This is the support of your immune system. You've got to be taking vitamin D like all the time. It's so crucial, because we don't go outside. We don't go outside enough, and there's just issues with getting your vitamin D from the sun nowadays. And so you have to be on this. That's going to be one of the number one things that's going to stop disease processes in their path, because you have to have it. It's critical. So I take zinc every day. I didn't always do this, but I have been for the last 2 years. I've just been taking zinc all the time because yeah, it really does work. I like the zinc, and then vitamin C. It's just those 3 things. This is my powder. I make like a lemonade kind of little thing. You can put some lemon juice and some water together with stevia and put that in there, and because it's kind of acidic-y, so that's why I do it like kind of in a lemon juice, but yeah, you can get capsules too. It's just I have the powder right now, so I'm trying to use that up. I think I've had this forever, and I ran out of my capsules, so I'm using the powder. And those are my main things that I use to stay healthy, and it's just fantastic. It's so fantastic not to get sick. Right now I'm also doing a B12 easy supplement. I'm not on this all the time. I'm just kind of whenever I pick it up and remember it, I take that. And then I have one more secret weapon that I get from Sprouts here. If you don't have Sprouts, hopefully you can still find these, because I'm going to give you the brand. Maybe you can find them at Whole Foods. Whole Foods are all over a little bit more than Sprouts are. So this is what I love. Okay, here it is. See that? This is what I love whenever I feel the tinge of a sickness coming on. So in the last 2 years, one of my kids would get sick, and I'd start to feel it. I'd start to feel a little bit going on in my throat or whatever, and I'd run to Sprouts and I'd get these, and 1 or 2 would do it. So they're by the Ginger people. That's the brand, Ginger Rescue Ginger Shots, and it says lemon and cayenne pepper in it. You could absolutely make this at home as well, because the only ingredients that are in here are lemon juice, apple juice from concentrate, water, organic cane sugar, and cayenne pepper, and then ginger juice. And so these have just been amazing for not getting the full-blown sickness. For some reason, I got it this time, and I think that's because I didn't catch this illness quick enough and get there quick enough. I'd already had like a day of a sore throat, and it just, it really got me. But it's a little bit hot when it goes down. It's got cayenne in it, so you really got to shake it up. It says refrigeration not required. I like to refrigerate it. It's easier when it's cool to go down. It doesn't hurt as bad. And, if you need to wash it down with something after, you can. It's not necessary. I can deal with it. So I imagine most adults can deal with it. So The one thing I should mention, if you were listening closely to the ingredients, is that it does have organic cane sugar in it. So I have had a couple of these while I've been sick, which is not officially carnivore. I guess you could call that my first actual like cheat if you want. Cheating with the ginger, because yeah, it does have total carbs, 11 grams of carbs, and total sugars, 7 grams of sugars, including 6 grams of added sugar. So that's a lot for this one little bottle. That is a lot. It is definitely sweetened, but I was trying not to get sick. I want to stay on plan. I was like trying to fight it with all I had. I do not accept just being sick. Like, I have been sick so many times in my life and has not added anything to my life. Finally, I was like, I have to figure out how to strengthen my immune system. Yeah, whenever I start getting that illness, feeling it coming on, I start supplementing with high doses of a lot of different stuff, because I don't want to get sick. I don't want to be sick. It has not helped out to let the expression of the illness have it run its full course or everything. It just hasn't. So yeah, I'm one of those people who will do anything to avoid getting sick, especially because I get anxiety from it too. So, all right, for being sick, this video has been long enough. I've just talked and rambled. It's like been 18 minutes already, so that's crazy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope if you're sick, this gives you like a little bit of encouragement that you're not alone. It is so hard to do this while you're sick, but stick with it. You know, try to find some things that work for you and still stay on plan and just get through it, because once it's over in a week or two, when your illness is over, it's so worth it that you don't even have to get back on plan. You can just kind of continue right from where you were, and it's so necessary and beneficial. So I hope this helped you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
I start to sail along these ocean waves. Nobody knows how to find us. It's turning out to be a perfect day. I just wanna leave our normal lives behind us. So let's get lost out here. No one else out here. Find ourselves out here.